book club. Dan from One Man Book Club here. Great to see you all on YouTube. I've got something spooky for you today. This is Ray Bradbury, Something Wicked This Way Comes. Maybe you've read it before. I hadn't before this year. I read it a few weeks ago around Halloween time. And so I'm going to share my thoughts with you about it. First of all, this book is legitimate creepy. Wow, I didn't expect it to be quite as creepy as it really is. Because Ray Bradbury, I mean, is he science fiction? Is he political? Is he speculative fiction? Is he fantasy? I mean, honestly, I thought I had him figured out. But then I read Something Wicked This Way Comes. I was expecting something, a bit spooky, possibly a bit boring. I'm looking at you, Fahrenheit 451. I wasn't expecting a truly creepy lyrical masterpiece. Something Wicked This Way Comes is about best friends Jim Nightshade and Will Holloway, boys on the corner of Child and Teen. In the middle of the night, just days before Halloween, the circus arrives in the form of Cougar and Dark's Pandemonium Shadow Show. The boys meet enigmatic and sinister Mr. Dark in his twisted playground of nightmarish carnival attractions, and soon the fun begins. For us, definitely not for Jim and Will. At its core, Something Wicked This Way Comes is a tale of growing up and facing the unknown. Jim and Will are the innocents, and Mr. Dark and his carnival are the allure of the things you wish you were. As the boys and various townspeople grapple with their desires and their fears, we are drawn into a world where the line between reality and the supernatural begins to blur. As the story unfolds, the tension escalates, the atmosphere fills with impending doom, the consequences grow ever more dire, and by the end, this chilling story had me on the edge of my seat with white knuckles and a pounding heart. Having read books like The Illustrated Man and Fahrenheit 451, I was surprised to find Ray Bradbury's prose both lyrical and haunting, and his use of metaphors gone wild was brilliant. For me, his words were perfectly set up to conjure the vivid and the freaky images of the shadowy carnival and the peaceful town and the changing of summer to fall and the flightiness of youth and the self-doubt of adulthood. Let me just share with you some of my favorite lines. The wind flew Jim away. A similar kite Will swooped to follow. His voice, Will thought, I never noticed. It's the same color as his hair. The small father, who was very tall, now walked slowly away. For he thought he heard soft tread off in the suburban vaults, but it was only his laughter walking back through the deep stacks on panther feet. Where are my two precious human books, so I may turn their pages, eh? Isn't that awesome? Surely this is where Marcus Zusak got his inspiration. Go read The Book Thief and I'm the Messenger. If you haven't, I insist you must read them. Something Wicked This Way Comes is a literary gem. It's horror, it's fantasy, it's coming of age. It's both poetic and eerie, and it lingers in my mind still, weeks, even months after I turned the last page. I loved it, and I'm so glad I read it. There are no content concerns, but it is legitimately scary. Mr. Dark is a terrifyingly good bad guy. It's also very lyrical, so I suspect it will only be attractive to mature readers who appreciate that. I'll say Something Wicked This Way Comes is best for 16 and up, and it's going to be a fun read year after year, every year around Halloween time, or any time, really. So anyway, that's Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. I thought it was great. Give it a try. Hope you enjoy it. Happy reading.